Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people.
The views and opinions expressed
Let's
are those
get
of the panelists and
ready
do not
for
reflect in
Boxing
any
Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, 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 every day.
Considered by many to be, pound for pound, the best fighter in the world today. 4-division, 5-time world champion.
Oh, look at this guy.
He is now boxing's first ever undisputed super middleweight champion of the world.
Damas y caballeros de Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico.
¡Viva México, cabrones! You know my level, and you will see, because I'm gonna fuck out everybody.
You know, I mean, I would love to fight Canelo. I would love to show the world that I'm the best.
I want to get Canelo out here to Houston.
Oh, Canelo, where your cojones at? Let's get it.
Payday, payday, you want payday. I know that. Man, you fight with nobody.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
Listos, pelos, chingazos.
He smacked the shit out of Canelo in
Get
person.
the fuck out of here, man. Please. I'm gonna knock out this guy. Mira, en este momento puedo hacer lo que yo quiera, ¿no?
Saul Canelo Alvarez.
SDS Promotions.
That's funny. You think that's funny?
A little bit. What up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. It is Sunday, and we get to see who actually knows some boxing. Maybe Thursday you called in. Maybe you made your prediction. Maybe you got it right. Maybe you didn't. I know that there will be a lot of crows served up today. I don't know that I have any because I don't think that I picked. Actually, I did pick, and I picked Roman, right? I didn't pick Juan, whatever your name is, can't fight. My man can't fight. Let's just be real.
You picked against Chocolatito. You picked Julio Cesar Martinez.
I probably did thinking that Chocolatito was old, but bruh, come on, man. He's too good. He was way too good. That other dude didn't even look like he knew how to fight. The other dude looked like a ball fighter. No
and
bullshit.
He
Zero technique.
Martinez came up 2 divisions and missed the weight.
Zero technique, that dude Martinez. Zero. Eddie Reynoso should be ashamed of himself. No bullshit. I know people going to say, yo, I'm going hard. But he looks amateur. And I don't mean an amateur. I mean, he looks amateur in the sense that he looks like he's never done this before.
From my understanding, he doesn't spend his full camp with Eddie, though.
Oh, well, Eddie should have stopped that because his name is the one that's going to get drugged through the mud. You can't be having a dude out here wilding like that. My man, yo, bro, he looks like a novice. That's the right word, not amateur. He looks like a novice in there trying to do what he do. I don't know what it is that he do, but, you know.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, he got the fight about 6 weeks' notice, moved up 2 divisions, still missed weight. But people count out Chocolatito, man. And although he hasn't been as active, right, he hadn't fought since March of last year. Like I said, I thought he beat Juan Estrada, you know. So,
bruh, that fight, yo, Chocolatito showed me levels, okay? Defensively, offensively, he's just on a whole nother level. But again, I don't know, because I'm watching it, I'm like, damn, this is why this dude is found pound for pound. Now I see why he's, but like, I don't want to over-assess. Like, is it just Martinez that's not right? Is he not good? Because, bruh, he was looking like a straight novice in there.
No, I just think it's levels, man. Obviously, the experience of Chocolatito being on top so many divisions, I think it was solely experience, truly.
Wow. I mean, Martinez, he's a game guy, um, a tough guy. He showed some machismo, he showed some heart, but they should have stopped that fight. What you think? I think they could have stopped
No,
that fight maybe in the ninth or something.
it could have been stopped, but it's one of those things too where you kind of were talking about it the other day, where you get two warriors who are just in there exchanging punches, and because it is a lower weight class, they can't produce the power for the knockout. So their game, they can obviously just not as frequent as others in higher weight classes, but uh, it was a good fight, and hopefully Julio Cesar Martinez can learn from it. Let's not forget Floyd outclassed Canelo, and Canelo learned a lot from that.
Yeah, but Floyd and Canelo, they look like they could fight. I mean, I don't know how you interpreting that. Or am I exaggerating in your opinion? Or does it not, am I off? Does it not look like Martinez can't fight? Does he not look traditionally, like he doesn't look traditionally like a boxer? Like he doesn't mechanically or technically, he's not letting his hands go the way a normal fighter. He's more of a brawler, a street fighter, a bar fighter. I mean, like something like that, right? Like just the technique
Yes,
wise.
yes. Technique wise and as far as skill set, absolutely. He's definitely a come forward, head down, you know, high output fighter, but not as deep. So
Yeah, I found it shocking that he made it to this level with that style and with that such bad technique, like all his shots were pretty telegraph and visible. You can see in his shoulders because he opens up it's like he's flexing. You know how when dudes they go like that and shit, that's what he does to wind the hands, and it's just wasting so much time. Yes, Jesus, golpe a lo loco el rey. That's his name. Cause doesn't he call himself the king as well? And he's the fucking king of
yes.
sloppy punches, the king of machismo and I don't know, fucking what do you call moriquetas in English, yo? Like, come on, bro. My man was making just doing mad stuff that had nothing to do with boxing, tapping his gloves, beating his chest. And it wasn't working, man. I don't know. I'm just shocked that again he made it this far. He was on everybody's radar with that poor technique. Like we've seen boxing. That dude, he needs help to be considered a boxer. He's a fighter. He's a fighter that gives it his all and leaves it in the ring and he's showing you his heart, but skill wise, bro, he is at the bottom of the totem pole. Chocolatito picked him apart. It just seemed like soft shots too. He was just placing shots, jabs to the body, so many left hooks, just great body work. Chocolatito looked really good, man. Really, really good. The consistency of his punches, the consistency of the variety of punches, the consistency of his pressure on his opponent. I was really impressed. But again, I don't know, am I over assessing what I saw because I don't know Juan Martinez like that, and and I didn't know that he was that wide and so, he's just so bad technically. Am I over assessing Chocolatito?
No, I don't think you're over assessing them at all, but at the end of the day, Julio Cesar Martinez, he's been there before. He's been world champion before. So
at a lower weight?
Excuse me?
maybe at a lower weight, right? Because he seemed like he couldn't even hurt Chocolatito. Like, don't get me wrong. He pushed him back. He would throw some shots, and yeah, it would push him back, but he didn't really seem like he could hurt Chocolatito. I'm telling you.
Yeah, no, it was at a lower weight, and obviously, like I said, he moved up for this fight. Still missing weight, however, but he did move up. And, like I said, he's been a world champion before. So it's just one of those things. I think the experience, coming into the fight, Martinez had only had but 18 fights.
Yeah.
Coming into that. So 19 fights. So I'm sorry. Yeah, it was 19 fights. So obviously the experience, you're going in against Chocolatito, who's had nearly 3 times as many fights. Going into that fight, he already had 53 fights, professional under his belt. So definitely an experience. To me, that was the biggest thing, was the lack of experience.
Yeah, man. He just looked better prepared from a conditioning standpoint as well. He was on from a conditioning standpoint. He wouldn't get tired. He let his hands go. And again, just a variety of punches. Wow. Really impressed with him. So if you can, explain to us what took place, because he won some sort of franchise title, right?
Yeah, it was the diamond. So when Estrada had the regular WBC, he gets hurt. Mind you, Estrada's supposed to fight Chocolatito. So they elevate Estrada to franchise. Then the fight between Cuadras, which was supposed to be against Soran Visay, that didn't happen. Bam Rodriguez moves up. So then Bam Rodriguez beats Cuadras. That was for the vacant WBC. And then what we saw last night, that was for the diamond belt. So from what I understand, they're trying to do Chocolatito against Joshua Franco, and then Bam Rodriguez against Soran Visay. And then the winner of those two could be a possible next opponent for Chocolatito.
So Franco, we seen him versus Maloney from Australia. I don't think he's ready for Chocolatito. I'm sorry. Maybe you could tell me more. Maybe he's matured. I know he's with Robert Garcia, but I watched both his fights with Maloney, right? Like, yes. I don't think he's ready for Chocolatito. I'm just saying.
And, let's keep in mind, obviously, the proposed fight that Eddie Hearn is offering would be against Juan Francisco Estrada, who is once again the WBC franchise champion. And then it would be his brother, Joshua Franco's brother, and Bam Rodriguez to face Soran Visay, who was supposed to face Cuadras originally. So basically it's just, Bam would face the guy he replaced in Soran Visay, and then Joshua Franco would get the opportunity against Juan Francisco Estrada.
So Estrada gets to fight who?
Joshua Franco.
That sounds like a unfair fight. It should be Bam Estrada.
But the thing that they wanted, I think that they know that Estrada's a clear favorite in that fight, but I think what they want is Soran Visay to get the opportunity he couldn't due to no fault of his own, right? What was it, an injury or was it COVID for Soran Visay?
I don't know, but Soran Visay, he's gone, like his stock has gone so high. He made Chocolatito look bad. Like the last time I watched Soran Visay versus Chocolatito, I'm sorry, I was like, what are people talking about? This dude's pound for pound? But it must just be that Soran Visay is some phenom.
So I don't know if you remember the first fight. Are you referring to the second fight when he knocked him out?
Yeah.
So the first fight was co-main event to Gennady and Danny Jacobs, and to this day, I still think that it was a bloodbath, but it was from a headbutt that cut open Chocolatito. And to this day, I feel that Chocolatito won that fight. And should he got that decision, I feel that the second fight would have never happened, and I think he'd still be undefeated to this day. But that was years ago. You're talking about at least got to be coming up on 5 years, if not more.
Yeah, but you just gotta give him credit though, he put a number on Chocolatito. He did a number on him. So to see Chocolatito just come back and look as good as he did, it's making me, appreciate Sungwon Visai a little bit more.
Yeah, no, he did his thing. He did his thing. Don't get it twisted. But, the same could be said about Estrada. Juan Francisco Estrada beat him. So, the same thing can be said. It was a majority decision for Sungwon Visai the first time he faced Juan Francisco Estrada. And then when they fought a second time, he came up short. And Estrada, that's when he became champion.
Yeah, man. So you prefer the Estrada Sungwon Visai fight?
Well, I think that it would set up. Obviously, Sungwon Visai would get the opportunity, but to me, I don't mind what they're doing. Right, I'd like to see Bam Rodriguez against somebody like Sungwon Visai, and then I'm not a huge fan of the Estrada and Joshua Franco fight, but you never know, man. You never know what could happen.
For real. Yeah, man. I was definitely locked into that one and just admiring everything that Chocolatito did. He seemed so patient. He didn't overexert himself. He didn't get too excited himself. Very methodical in his approach. His pressure is crazy, bro. The way he just could come forward on people so intelligently too. Blocking shots, but landing his own. He really impressed me yesterday, So how long we got to wait for the next, I guess, round of fights between the little guys?
Well, I guess it really just depends how soon Eddie could get it. For those of you who were looking forward to what was supposed to be the trilogy last night between Chocolatito and Juan Francisco Estrada, there was talks of that happening late last year. And it still hasn't happened, right? So, man, I guess it really just depends. Hopefully soon, right? We just saw Bam Rodriguez last month.
I watched Behind the Bell or Before the Bell with Bam Rodriguez and Sergio. Wow, Bam looks like a kid, bro. Little kid, with some crazy traps.
Yes, yeah, no, definitely very young, and obviously he looks good when he steps into that ring. The question everybody had up to his last fight was, well, you're looking good, but against who? Right? That was a question everybody had. You're looking good, but against who? Steps it up in competition against Carlos Cuadras, who numerous time title challenger. And his losses were all against the best, Chocolatito, Juan Francisco Estrada twice, Meek Williams Arroyo. So definitely losing only against the best. And Bam Rodriguez made it look easy, right? So, Bam, very young, only 22 years old, the current youngest champ in boxing. So definitely got to tip your hat off to him. And obviously, he is not at his natural weight class. But now with these bigger names, bigger fights, it makes you wonder, what does he do? Does he stay at 115? Does he take on some of those challenges?
Wasn't there rumors of him going back, like only winning the title and going back down?
Yeah, so that's what he wanted to do. But again, when these big opportunities are presented in front of you and these bigger paydays are presented to you, are you gonna want to go back down, or are you gonna want to stay?
Yeah.
So definitely something intriguing going on, and obviously Eddie, in his head, he's already like, well, I could put these two fights together, and they want to do it on the same card.
What's the best fight to make out of those young, little guys?
What, 115?
What's their Earl versus Bud?
Well, I guess that's interesting, right? Because I think the best fight to be made is Juan Francisco Estrada and Chocolatito right now.
Now, what weight is that? 118 or 115?
115.
And what weight is Donaire?
18.
Damn, so Chocolatito needs to move up again. He's 34. That's the fight to make. He needs to move up and fight Donaire. They both old enough. Big names. Why that shit ain't even talked about? They tripping.
I just think because of the difference, Chocolatito has already moved up all these divisions, so I think that's a big reason why.
Too much, you think? 3 more pounds is too much. He looked pretty big last night.
I think it might be too much given where he started and given, I don't know, man.
Didn't he start 105?
Yeah, so.
Come on, man. Get out of here, bro. 10 pounds, man. You go have a steak dinner that's heavier than that. He need to fight Donaire. Okay, they saying Donaire said he'll drop down.
To 15?
Yup. Or a new way. Why he ain't try? Because he fought. Didn't he fight a lot of Asian people in the beginning of his career before he got picked up by HBO? I remember watching one of his fights like in Japan, early as hell in the morning.
Well, Chocolatito?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he has fought in Japan. I know he had a title fight when he was WBA champion.
So why they don't talk about him in a new way?
I think once New is at 18 right now.
They wilding right now, man. This division crazy. How they just gonna let this dude, like, Donaire should be trying to get that fight. You know what I'm saying? Inoue should be looking out for this dude. This dude's name rings bells in the boxing world. Like, how you don't want to fight him? I don't know. I want that fight. I want Donaire. And I don't know that Donaire could beat him, honestly. I don't think Donaire is a pot shotter. He's explosive, but he doesn't have that consistent work of my man Chocolatito. My man delivers consistency, bro. That shit was insane last night.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Donaire at those lower weight classes, not as low as Chocolatito, but we have seen him as low as 112, if I'm not mistaken.
Dan, the chat saying I want to see him get smoked just because I want him to see him fight Inoue and Donaire. Donaire, like 38 years old, man.
I want to say he's older, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how am I
39,
trying to...
Yeah,
look, Donaire's too big. My man's 118. What is y'all talking about? Bruh, he want these $1 million or what?
I think what they're getting at is that he's the natural 118, while Chocolatito's not even a natural 115. So I think the best Chocolatito was 108 and 112.
Bruh, that Chocolatito last night looked phenomenal. He looked phenomenal. I'm going to just be real. He looked sharp. I was like, what am I watching, man? Like, that work rate. He consistently comes forward. He's in your face. You know what I'm saying? Putting that pressure on you. He impressed the hell out of me, bro. He impressed the hell out of me. I'm all in now. I'm telling you, when I watched his Sungwon Viao fight or whatever, however, he ain't look good. He looked good here, man. He looked like he and they said he trained himself for that Sungwon Viao fight.
He did. His father, I was just gonna say that his father had his trainer. I don't think he was trained by his father. I want to say it was his trainer though. His trainer had passed away. Yeah, so I remember. Man. I was just gonna say that. I just think Donaire and Nowhere are more natural 118 pounders versus Chocolatito. Started at 105. I feel like everybody saw him in his prime at 108 and 112. Obviously has took the loss to Son Revisa at 15, being knocked out. So I don't know, man. I think personally I would prefer to see Donaire and Inoue again before Chocolatito fighting one of those guys. I think there's enough guys at 15 for Chocolatito and Estrada individually to fight. So what'd you think of the rest of the card though? I mean, Diego Pacheco was on the card.
Diego Pacheco, shout out to him, man. He got a little highlight reel knockout. Everybody's reposting it. And honestly, the biggest person to repost it is Eddie. Eddie got them 1.2 million. My man just keeps growing with the followers. And
jab to the body from Pacheco.
That is the knockout. He went viral with it. ESPN picked it up. Everybody's basically sharing this knockout. And, this is Pacheco's first fight under Benavidez Sr. or is the second?
I want to say this is the first.
So
he told him what was going on.
It's crazy because, look, I'm showing it here on ESPN, and this is why I'm saying that Eddie is a person's best bet. Eddie got 150,000 views on that. ESPN only got 88,500. So, you want Eddie on your side, man. You want Eddie using his social media for you, because not everybody gets it right. I seen this and it frustrated me. This is Jeremiah Milton's knockout. Shout out to Jeremiah. He came to the studio, and you remember he knocked somebody out and they froze up on the ropes, so he didn't hit him, and he got like sympathy points for that. But they didn't even tag him. Like, this is the third time they done put that replay up. They obviously love it, but they can't tag my man so that you could follow him. And obviously he's not signed to Top Rank, so why would they follow him?
Yeah,
why would they tag him?
I've seen that being posted around a lot. Obviously, very impressed by Diego Pacheco. Extremely big for his weight. So hopefully we can see more of him and see how far he can go at this weight class. Because no telling if a title shot or something like that comes before he outgrows the weight class.
Yeah, he hit this dude with so many shots. It's really that left uppercut, but that second uppercut when he was down, that shit must have really ripped him. But this, look at that. That first one he was out, but that second one it was a wrap. But should the level of opposition step up, like, how good was this dude? You know what I'm saying? Like, did he belong in the ring with Pacheco, or is this just the new version of Pacheco and he looks good because he's getting that right training?
Well, look, the guy, had a winning record. He came into the fight 9 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw. So I definitely feel like it was a valid opponent for Pacheco at this point in his career. But I want to see more. I want to see him.
Shout out to Pacheco because this guy, Ralph Egawaki, I'm probably pronouncing that all wrong. He's Nigerian from the UK. He went 8 with this opponent that Pacheco knocked out. And, look, this kid just got a win, like you said, and he beat somebody in another 8. Kevin Newman, the second from the Mayweather gym, he went 10 with him. So Pacheco looks good getting that knockout for sure.
He looks good, and all 3 of Plana's opponents, losses, which is Pacheco's opponent, all 3 of his losses were by decision. 2 of them, it was 1 unanimous, 1 split, 1 majority. So obviously giving fighters, and that's coming in as a B-side opponent. So obviously giving fighters a run for their money, and for Pacheco to do what he did obviously looked good for him. So, just intrigued to see what more there is to come. I'm also intrigued to get your thoughts on the Mark Castro fight. What you think about that?
Bruh, my man got dropped. Yo, all I could think, it's so sad how social media is good but bad. And what I mean by that is, obviously, Mark Castro's all over my social media because he's got all these blindfolded head movement videos. And by that, for those listening and not watching here on YouTube, he blindfolds himself with some sort of bandana or handkerchief. Then he's got a weighted heavy bag that he swings in front of him, and then he moves his head and he moves his feet, and he looks amazing on camera. There was no head movement last night. He got clippity-clipped. And the dude he almost, credit to Mark Castro. Credit to Mark Castro being able to come back from that and put it together so that he could get a win. That was a good performance. He suffered some adversity. He was able to get up from that knockdown and get himself together. He didn't allow himself to be stopped, and he was seriously hurt. So shout out to him, man. Castro did get knocked down in the second round, which made this fight that more interesting. But Julio Lara, tough as wood. His name is Madera, which translates to wood in English. I want to see this dude back. 135 pounds. He's got good technique. And, man, bro, he's a little bit of a dog, man. I want to see him again without a doubt.
Yeah, no, obviously he was coming into the fight 3-1, coming off his first career loss, but it was a decision loss.
I just got text. One of our listeners has sparred Glennick Plana before. The dude that fought
Pacheco.
Diego Pacheco.
Yeah, so very that's funny. Shout out Brandon Lentz.
United 46. I don't know how much of a killer your man's is, because he got killed himself. Martinez ain't no killer, man. All Martinez is pressure, and if you get overwhelmed, you get overwhelmed. But somebody who keeps their guard up like Chocolatito, that shit ain't mean nothing. All them dumbass, wide, loopy, long, dumb, stupid bum punches, them shits ain't work. None of them shits. Chocolatito was catching all them. Here and there he would get hit, but bruh, he was catching all them shits. All them shits.
Yeah, no, obviously it was a shout out Brandon Lentz, the producer. He's funny.
Wow,
nah, it was nothing. But shout out Brandon Lentz for sure. Interesting card for sure. Entertaining card. Chocolatito looked great. Mauricio Lara, man, what'd you think of
crazy? He's another one though. He's another one. Like, these dudes is they living off of their sheer will. It's no skill with Lara. This is the same Lara that gave Warrington hell and they gave him a draw. It's crazy. Bro, I don't know. I want to see who takes him past 6. Has he ever been past 6? Let me look up his record. Has he ever been past 6, man? Because Lara, I don't know that he's got a tank, bro. The way that he throws with all his power, all his might like that, I don't know that he could go past 6. Let me see. Has he ever been past 6?
Yeah,
he went 10.
I mean, the fight he stopped
Warrington was 9.
That was 9. Right.
He looked crazy. He got so tired in this fight. Did you see it? He looked exhausted. He looked exhausted. Listen, he was about to be out, man. He got power. He hit my man, and it was over. The dude couldn't recover. But right before it was over, it was almost over for Lara. That was a good fight, man. Emilio Sanchez, bro. The problem with Emilio was that he wanted to be in that fire. He wanted to give it just as good as he got it. And he was whenever he was, but whenever he wasn't, Lara was just too strong. Them shots was killing him. But I get it, man. If I'm Emilio, I understand because he was hurting Lara. And he almost had him out of there, man. It was just Laura's a better finisher. Laura's a better finisher. It was at the bell, too. He folded my man like a lawn chair. He folded backwards. Fucking referee trip. That was a crazy fight. That was a good-ass fight.
Absolutely. Where does this now put Mauricio Lara, right? Because he was coming off his career best win in Josh Warrington. And then obviously the cut in the second fight stopped it in the second round.
I mean, this is good for Lara. He won, so he keeps looking like a fucking machine. I mean, he didn't lose.
He didn't. It was just the vulnerability. I mean, do you think
it
that
make it easier to get fights? Probably make it easier to get some fights.
Right. Show that he's beatable.
I don't think anybody's seen this and seen vulnerability. If anything, you've seen maybe we could take him deep. Maybe the teams are looking at this and like, all right, yeah, we could take him deep, take him to deep water, but like, you still got to put up with them 6 rounds of hell, man. This dude's still throwing crazy shots at you, man. He's no joke. He's definitely no joke.
Nah, absolutely. So overall, man, just your thoughts on the Matchroom card, and obviously we were just talking Lara, we were talking Pacheco, Mark Castro, and the Chocolatito and Julio Cesar Martinez.
Man. Great card, top to bottom. I don't think I missed any fight. I pretty much watched them all. I did. I don't know. I'm not sure if I watched the Juan Carlos Burgos fight with Angel Fierro. Let me double check on the Instagram.
That being said, we saw Canelo. Canelo was in attendance. Obviously, Julio Cesar Martinez managed and trained to some extent by Eddie Reyna.
You breaking up. Call you dead zone. Oh, he froze for real. So, yeah.
Cool. I froze?
Yeah, you froze back. Like, you're still... Okay, now you're good.
Okay. Yeah, no, I was asking your thoughts on Canelo's interview with Chris Mannix in San Diego yesterday.
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch the Canelo interview. Is this where he doubled down on, those guys fighting each other? Because I seen...
Yes.
I seen Benson. He pretty much said the same shit he said for the press conference to you.
Yes, just him saying it on TV and everything.
Yeah, I guess saying it on TV, obviously reaches more people and reassures the naysayers that he's serious. But it wasn't any new news to me. I just felt like, he doubled down. Like, I believe him. If those guys fight, he'll fight the winner. I believe him. So it wasn't a big deal to me.
To me, that wasn't the big deal. That wasn't surprising. It was nice to see on TV just because of the reassurance. And like you said, it reaching the public. I was, however, surprised by him saying how the Golovkin fight is still personal in his eyes. And how
it's because Golovkin talks shit, That's what you need to do, is what I said. Lara done that, and that's how Lara got the fight. Andre needs to continue to do that so that he could get the fight. But if you talk shit, it bothers Canelo. It bothers him.
Yeah. I was very entertained by the fights in San Diego last night. I like seeing Canelo get in the ring. I like seeing, Canelo and Haney, interact ringside. That was a cool shot as well. So overall, happy with the card. And I picked correctly. I take no crow. I took Chocolatito.
I don't know that it matters that you pick correctly for free. When we put the big 50 grand on it, you blew it. You know what I'm saying? So
I think it was like $40.
It was more like 50 grand minus 49,990 and 950. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, Chad.
But yeah, man, that's what it needed to count, bro. You're gonna get him right now when there was no money on the fucking line.
I mean, we would have lost that money anyway because you would have went with Martinez over Chocolatito. So that was a fight we were in disagreement of.
Yeah, but we wouldn't have made a bet. Like we wouldn't make a bet. Like if we split, we split. You know, but it's all good. It's all good. We got to come back stronger.
Absolutely.
It was a tough weekend anyway. I mean, honestly, look, I was picking against Chocolatito. I thought he was old. Yeah, and he is old. He's 34, but he just looked great.
Friday night, ESPN Top Rank from Fresno, Jose Ramirez and Jose Pedraza main event. We saw Gabe Flores and Joet Gonzalez and Richard Torrez, Karlos Balderas. Just your thoughts on Top Rank's card from Fresno, California on Friday night.
Decent card, another decent card, good action. Starting from the bottom, Javier Martinez, I didn't watch that. I did watch the heavyweight Antonio Mireles. Did you watch that?
I didn't.
Mireles is trained by Robert Garcia, so now it's all making sense why Anthony was there. And I mean Joshua, which we'll talk about him. He picked the trainer allegedly. Mireles looked good, long. I think that they were overhyping him on the telecast, talking about how he knows how to use his range and reach well, but I felt he was leaning in a lot, basically reaching. He just had a mummy in front of him, you know what I'm saying? So it was easy to kill a dead man walking. But Mireles, you know, I'm interested. Another Latin heavyweight. He's in shape. He's trained by Robert Garcia. I'll keep checking on him. Charlie Sheehy, that was a good fight. He won. It was decent. Nothing special about Sheehy that I seen. Balderas was looking good, which I kind of turned myself off of Balderas because he was this Olympian and he suffered that loss so quickly, kind of like Robeisy Ramirez. But seems after he got cut or released from Schaefer, he's been doing his thing. And it might be time to start paying attention again. He looked good last night, without a doubt.
He looked good Friday night. I don't know about last night.
Yeah, Friday night.
Definitely looked good.
He scored a few knockdowns too. What he did, like 3?
I don't remember the exact amount, but you know, obviously, he did look good. He's with Top Rank now, right?
His last 2 fights have been on Top Rank cards, yes.
Yeah, I want to say he's actually like with Top Rank now, so you know, pushes him now to 12-1. I know he did get a couple knockdowns. I'm looking here. It seems twice in the first, once in the second, and then you know the count was waived. So
yeah, he looked decent. He looked decent. Good 1-2 down the pipe is how he scored most of his knockdowns, or the pull, like a pull counter, like boom. You know, Richard Torrez, that was sloppy. That was super duper sloppy to be an Olympian.
Let me ask you this: Did you actually watch him in the Olympics though?
Hell no.
Okay, because
main fights, like I ain't watch him in the amateurs or in the Olympics.
So I did, right, and very similar to what I saw in the Olympics. The only fight to me that I think he was a bit more cautious in and not, you know, as much head movement. Let's keep in mind he is very short for a modern day heavyweight. You know, he's not the 6'6", 6'5", you know, 6'9" that we've been seeing. So he's not a tall heavyweight in today's day and age in boxing. But the only match I feel like in the Olympics that he kind of turned it down a bit as far as like his aggressiveness was the gold medal match. And the guy he faced in the gold medal match, he had already lost to in the amateurs, got knocked out pretty bad by. So I think because of that, he was a bit more cautious and safe. But I kind of saw what I expected to see out of Richard Torres Friday night.
Yeah, not me. I guess, this isn't racist because he's white. Like, he fights like a monkey or a gorilla. Like, you know what I mean? I don't even know how to, like, all his punches were like
very wide.
Yeah, front and back hooks. So he's like always in a C posture. Like, it was crazy to me. It was absolutely crazy. It looked like a high school fight in the yard. And didn't he get cut?
Yes, from a headbutt.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
To be fair, he did have a very wild opponent in front of him. Like, the opponent didn't come out shooting off a jab with crazy technique. He was come forward just hoping something would land. So,
I mean, look, it's his first fight. It was a lot of people there. It looks like he's managed by Rick Merrigan, that's with Probellum, who also manages Jose Ramirez. It was a lot of people there. You know, that Fresno, that Valley area, they packed the house. Maybe that added pressure. It's his first fight. It was his debut. You know, we'll continue to follow his career. I don't think he's small. 6'2". You know, you had guys smaller than that. Jennings was that height, and he didn't even get dropped by Klitschko. So maybe Torres develops. They mentioned who his trainer was. Who was it?
I'm not sure. I know you were talking about the area. He is from the local area too, so he definitely had a lot of local fans and family in attendance. So
yeah, no, I'm sure, and that probably added to his performance looking the way that it did. I'm actually, oh no, this was Top Rank, right? So it's not even gonna be. If this was Matchroom, there would be highlights. But let me see if Top Rank put any highlights on their YouTube. But yeah, it was too sloppy for me. It was just too sloppy for me. You know, he's got to go ahead and develop. Oh yeah, they already got some highlights. 57,000 views, and yeah, man, it's it was just a lot of mauling. I don't know. We'll see. He seems strong because he got that first knockdown kind of like in the clinch, and he just hit him with a back left hook. Then the second knockdown was another like right left. So he does seem strong. He's got a good base, nice quads. He's actually in shape. It'll be good to see how he develops because there's guys in and around his height, George Aries.
And one thing to point out too, Ness, when it comes to Richard Torres, he was a taller man Saturday. That's something he's really not used to throughout his career. He's used to fighting the taller fighter. Mm-hmm. So I think, just something to keep an eye out. If he does face taller fighters, which he's used to, maybe we'll see someone with more experience, more poise, being able to make more adjustments in the fight.
Jesus saying it wasn't that full like before, but I thought they said there was 10,000 people in attendance last Friday. Was that wrong?
I watched the fights without the audio, so I haven't seen anything as far as attendance is concerned. But moving on to another fight, something that you didn't have in the pre-pro, but something I wanted to just touch on.
But we're not even done with the card.
Yes, I'm moving on with the card, like to the next fight.
Oh.
The Hector Tanajara fight. Did you watch that?
I did, but not the entire thing, bro. I watched the first 3 rounds. I remember the guy coming out and giving Tanajara some problems in the beginning. Just a couple of minutes in the first round, like just a few seconds in the first round, he had to get his composure. And then, he slowly, for me, started to take over the pace, but I only watched like 3 rounds. Again, I only watched like 3 rounds. I know that his power wasn't there, and in that first round, he was pushed. So how did it turn out?
Yeah, so I mean, it was a split decision draw.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And obviously Tanahara coming off his first loss, trying to get back in the rhythm of things, and to have a draw. He was able to cut Miguel Contreras from a punch early in the fight. That was like the second or third round, but after that, a very back and forth tough fight for him. And, just kind of makes me wonder. Obviously, Tanahara was one of those names, maybe
it's the
2 years
power,
ago,
though, man. Again, I could tell in that first round the way the dude, he came out like a bat out of hell trying to jump on Tanahara, and it's the lack of power, man. Paulie is special. After Paulie being retired, I obviously appreciate him so much more. With 7 knockouts to do what he done and get in there with the elites, where you see these guys that they don't have power, they'll never last with a Cotto, man. Like Paulie's been in there with real names with no power, and that's something that Hector's gonna have to, learn to do. He's got to get on his stick better than he does, and he's got to use his height. I feel like he bends down too much.
Yeah, no, I agree. Just curious and intrigued to see what comes of him. Obviously, like I was going on to say, he was being mentioned along the names of the Devin Haney's and the Ryan Garcias a couple years ago. So definitely was a name being talked about a lot.
I don't remember that, but I do remember him being one of the names to be mentioned out that San Antonio crop that Robert found. I never remember him being. He was mentioned with Ryan Garcia as a possible opponent.
Yeah, no, I remember him being mentioned as a lightweight prospect, a couple years back. Obviously, the young men have separated themselves as far as, skill set and accomplishments in that division. But just something I wanted to touch on really quick. Obviously, that was part of the Top Rank card Friday night. We had Gabe Flores Jr. make his comeback. Since his
You skipping Joet?
Well, Joet came after, so.
What you mean? I got it. Balderas, Torrez, Joet, Flores, Ramirez.
Oh, how you put it in the chat? I was going in the order that they fought in.
Yeah, but that's that. When did they slide Hector in? Before what fight? Because it wasn't on the schedule.
I don't even remember the order. I just remember it was Flores, then Torrez, then Joet, then Ramirez.
Flores, then Torrez, then Joet. All right. So we're going Flores. He looked okay. I wanted to see him look a little bit better. Like, he had to move a lot. He came out really hot, throwing a lot, and it worried me whether he was going to gas out. It felt like he was trying to land a knockout. He was putting a lot into his shots. He was doing better when he was sticking and moving. Sometimes he would get greedy and try to stay there too long, and it would end up in clinches, or he would get hit. But you can tell that they went back and worked on things. You can tell that they wanted to get this win. He was very determined. I mean, what could you say? I never heard of Abraham Montoya, let's be real. But he at least gave a good fight. He was definitely giving Flores what he needed. I don't think there was ever any moment in this fight where Flores would have lost the momentum. But the opponent, Montoya, was just enough to test Flores and to push him. Like I said, he was forced to run, to move a lot, So I don't know if that was part of the game plan or not, but he was definitely forced to move a lot.
you make the necessary adjustments to go ahead and come out victorious. And I did notice improvements. On paper, it was a majority decision victory, but I noticed improvements, and I liked what I saw. Hopefully, we continue to see improvements, and just intrigued to see what's to come of Gabe and his career, because I definitely do believe he is talented, but is being able to adjust, is being able to use your strengths for you and your weaknesses, being able to minimize them and being able to use the tools that you have in your bag to work out in your favor.
Yeah, I just ran across the picture of Richard Torres's cut. That shit is nasty. It was big. It was a big cut. He's probably gonna be out. And there's no highlights. No highlights for Gabriel Flores. There's only a full fight illegal version. And Montoya was decent though. He's a good guy to test your fighter. And Flores passed the test, but he had to move a lot. So it'd be interesting to see who they put him in there with next, and is it going to be someone with a little bit of pop? Because yeah, he had to move. He had to stick and move in that fight. So we going to Joet?
Yeah, Joet, man.
He looked
I
good.
was impressed.
Yeah, I told you.
Impressed. Got the ninth round KO. I know it was for the WBO international title.
Did you ever go to the house? Weren't you supposed to go see David?
I did, yeah.
Oh, you ain't said nothing?
For David?
Yeah.
You ain't get nothing? Let me double check that. I don't
know. I'm asking because I ain't see Canna post nothing, and I'm like, oh wait.
Let me double check, because I know I was having to send shit off of my hotspot.
I think you told me actually something about the computer that day, maybe.
I'll double check my WeTransfer right now, but definitely do have a nice 15-minute interview with Mr. Bandera Roja, David Benavidez.
Was everybody at the house, or was some of them
they
gone?
weren't.
Yeah, because of the fight, right?
Yeah, so Diego was insane. Like, he was at the fighter hotel.
Yeah, and the father was gone, right? Call you frozen again, bro. What kind of internet? That's that Cox internet over there, man. Call you Johnny Cochran right now. You shitty net.
Hello?
I see you now moving. What's up, man? With your cheap net over there.
I don't know. We haven't had any issues thus far. Definitely something to look into. I think I might have too many people on. I got family in town, so I think I might have too many people on the.
Oh, tell them business never personal. Get off the net. Nah, but what you thought of Joet, man? I got to see him at the mansion, and that's how we got off track, because you were saying how you was at the mansion and got a good 15-minute interview.
See, I didn't know that he was at the mansion.
He came to spar Rayo at the mansion.
Oh.
Yeah, he wasn't there. He just came through. His brother's nice too, yo. Wait till y'all see Brandon's brother. I mean, Joet's brother. He tall as freak too.
Would you? So based on what you saw in the sparring,
yeah, that's why I picked him. That's why I picked him this weekend. I said based off that sparring. You kidding me? This kid is, bro. It's sick. It's sick to see how good he is, which means that's how much greater Shakur is. Like, to watch him work, because that's when you know how good they are. You know how good they train. And when you see him train the way that he trains, and I seen him spar the way that he sparred, I knew it, man. I knew it. Jeo Santisima, man, you got to be Navarrete or Shakur, man. You got to be Navarrete or Shakur. What's this, 126?
Yes.
Which means, technically speaking, he could fight Lara from the Matchroom card. But damn, I don't know. Joet got good D. Joet probably could beat Lara, but he ain't got the power. See, Lara got hurt by Sanchez. Sanchez had good power and a good left hook. Joet is good. He's a good volume puncher. He's going to hit you downstairs and up. But I don't think he got the power to hurt Lara. But that'll be a fucking fantastic fight. Joet Gonzalez versus Mauricio Lara. Nice fight. Nice fight.
I like it, man. I like it. I liked what I saw.
It'll never happen.
And one thing I liked, one thing to point out about Joet, he stopped Santisima quicker than Navarrete did. You know, styles make fights.
Yeah, and that just goes to show that you know, fighter A losing to fighter B, you know, doesn't mean that he's gonna put a worse performance against C. Because look, he obviously put a better performance than the guy that beat him. But none of that shit matters, man, because you lost to the guy that you know you got a better performance than. Like, I'd rather beat Navarrete than get a better performance than Navarrete. You
Right.
know
No, of course. I was just something to throw out there, since I'm sure most of the public watching this, especially previous to this weekend, wasn't familiar with Jeo Santisima. You know, Navarrete looked great once again, and I'm sorry, Joet looked great. So now I guess we'll see what's to come of him. Obviously, his two.
I wonder where they go with him. You know what I mean? Like, he's already got Shakur. He already got Navarrete. Like who else they got at feather for him?
Definitely something to look out for, right? I'm intrigued because, like you said, I've always felt that he was good. I've always felt that he could one day become world champion. I knew it wasn't going to be against Shakur. I was there for that. He definitely came short against Navarrete, but the kid is very, very talented, extremely talented, and I'm intrigued to watch him develop even more.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too. It's always good when someone that suffers a loss can come back and put on, you know, a good performance and don't get forgotten. I guess on that top ranked side, him and Dog Bay, that might be a good fight.
I like that fight. And Dog Bay is number 1 in the WBO.
Yeah.
While
Supernova, Abraham is the one that's calling out Navarrete and already signed his contract for the fight. So it's obviously what Top Rank wants. But they, you know, Navarrete hasn't signed. Now, they were pushing it on the last Supernova Top Rank ESPN fight. Ray Vargas is there. That's a good fight for Joet, but I think Ray is with PBC now.
Yeah, he's with PBC now. And you know, even though he was on the Canelo undercard, haven't heard shit from him since.
Damn, bro, there's nobody else in that WBO because, like, Mauricio Lara is obviously with DAZN. I don't know who Luis Lopez is. He would have to go to the Kid Galahad, but that's also DAZN. Warrington, that's fucking Frank Warren, and that's on the IBF. Jordan Gill, damn, he just got a knockout the other day. He was losing, right? And came back from behind with a big knockout. That's I
like the Dog Bay fight. You know, Dog Bay is number 1 in the WBO. Supernova is number 2. Joet's number 6.
Lee Wood is there. Mick Conlon. Maybe that's who they could give him. Irish versus Mexican. Mick Conlon's with Top Rank. He's gonna look at Joet like, yeah, I'll do it. He's got 2 losses already because you know they handling Conlon with kid gloves. They being real. Okay, Robisi, is Robisi in that division?
Yeah, 22, right?
Nah, this 26. Is Robisi Ramirez in the? Is he even ranked though?
Nah, I don't see him ranked. And I'm in the WBO right now.
I'm showing all of them, and I don't know. Somebody got to tell me his weight class. I don't see him.
I'm pretty sure it's 22.
Well, at 22, he ain't ranked nowhere.
Well, moving on to the main event, Ness. Obviously, obviously some intriguing possibilities for Joet. I like the Dog Bay. I like the Supernova. But Jose Ramirez, his first fight back since losing to Josh Taylor. A very tough task at hand in Jose Pedraza. What were your thoughts on the
Tough test, huh? I mean, he gave him a tough time because he moved a lot. Pedraza needs to get with like a Robert. You know, he needs an offensive coach. He moved too much that fight, right?
Pedraza?
Yeah.
And you felt that was what gave him the what are you saying? Like, do you
I'm
think
saying that's why he lost the fight, because he's moving and he's not committing enough. He was moving so much. Now, that did give Jose Ramirez problems in the first couple of rounds, but I also feel like the moving was causing Pedraza to have issues himself because he was always moving, you know? So he was never really set up to throw offense, in my opinion. I don't know. Yeah, man, I wasn't impressed with what I seen from Pedraza, which is unfortunate. I thought he was going to put up a better fight.
But, okay, so that being said, how impressed were you with Jose Ramirez given the fight and the style of the fight?
I mean, not overly impressed. He looked the same. He looked the same. It just wasn't Josh Taylor, you know. I didn't see what he did different or how he wasn't who he was, if that makes any sense, right? Like, he did, everything was the same. He was the come forward guy, putting the pressure, and his job was to put your back against the ropes. I mean, I didn't see anything different. You know, he threw punches, a lot of them. Like, that's Jose Ramirez. Did you see something different?
I'm sorry, Champ, you cut out. Just repeat what you said at the end.
I said, did you see something different?
No, I didn't. If anything, I'm sorry about that. If anything, I believe that Pedraza was gonna make it a bit more challenging. I was expecting him to throw a bit more punches. You know, but it kind of just made me wonder, like, where does Ramirez go from here? You know, I think it'd be interesting to see where he goes from here. Josh Taylor moving up, I don't see that rematch happening, especially not at 40. So, you know, just kind of interesting to see where he goes. I think that there's guys there that have given him problems and would give him problems, you know, now or in a rematch.
Yeah, I don't know, man, but they gave him some sort of WBC medallion for this fight, and I'm just wondering what that meant. What was this fight? But it's a good win.
I know the WBO had like the international title at stake.
Well, he got a WBC medallion.
Yeah, so I'm not sure as far as the WBC, but I know that the WBO had their you know, the international version of the super lightweight division title at stake. So very interesting to see where this lands.
I mean, he said he wanted to stay at 40. Like, he's not going up. So, you know, those belts will get vacated. He'll fight for another title. He'll become a two-time.
And you know, there is fights there for him. You know,
yeah, on the top ranked side, if one of those belts becomes vacant at 140,
you got a lot of names. I mean, he just fought Pedraza.
I mean, him and T.O. could fight for a belt.
Him and T.O. Catterall's MTK. So, you know, that's a doable fight. Cepeda, Barboza. So definitely fight. Cepeda gave him problems when they fought. So
Al getting one of them belts. Al gonna get that WBA. He getting that WBA. It'll look like they could do Ramirez and Cepeda 2 for the belt if Taylor moves up. If Taylor moves up and vacates, number 1, number 2 could fight for the WBC. That'll be a good fight. It'll be a rematch. Sabril Matisse and Ponce, they could fight for the IBF. Catterall, maybe Tio could skip whoever Liam Pato is and get that Catterall for the WBO.
Yeah, definitely options for Ramirez, especially given that he plans to stay at 40 and given his side of the street in Top Rank. So, interesting to see nonetheless. I liked overall what I saw. I did expect the fight to play out a bit different, but, no complaints on my end.
Yeah, me neither. I guess we got to talk about the man, Gervonta Davis posting on his social media. Let me go to his social media real quick, where he made it quite obvious what's going to happen, because we all know he was rumored to be fighting in May, which obviously switched from March to May. So then he posted the 28th date, the 22nd year. So obviously he's fighting May 28th, which is a Saturday. Hopefully it's in Vegas since we're going to be out there.
Yeah, definitely thinking May 28th.
Look at Keem getting all those likes for his comment. He commented on Tank's picture and put murder was the case. And he got 47 likes on it.
Yeah, May 28th, obviously, especially now that we've gotten Charlo Castaño on the 14th, that got a date. Benavidez Lemieux on the 21st, that got a date. That'd be a hell of a month for Showtime, right? Those three fights right there are and that's me assuming that Showtime would once again pick up Gervonta as they have done throughout his career. So
interesting to see. Does he shift to Fox to get more exposure?
I think he stays with Showtime, especially right now. I'm gonna be honest with you. This time of year, probably not a good time to switch over to Fox, given that football's done with, which is their big sport. So what else are they gonna promote you through? You get what I'm saying? Like, they're more likely to get viewers promoting it during football season, which is not now.
So I'm happy if this is true, which it pretty much is, because Boxing Scene is also reporting that their sources are telling them it's May 28th. I'm not mad at this fight. They've already made me interested with the first press conference. Rolly looked better than he did. And by that, I mean he looked better at the press conference. The haircut, the glasses, the fur, all that looked good. His talking is better.
You thought so?
Yes. I know people was trying to say, oh, he got a fur, it's hot as hell. Man, I ain't trying to hear that shit. That shit looked fire. That's why Tank reposted that shit. How you gonna say, yo, you got a fur like that? I seen you. Don't make me go through your Instagram and show everybody.
Yeah, but I'm not disagreeing with that part. I do believe, I just believe it looked cheaper than any.
That shit look, man. Is you even looking at the motherfucking YouTube? That shit look raw.
No. I hear
what's wrong with his fur?
It looked cheap. It looked.
Man, you crazy, man. That shit don't look cheap. What is you talking about?
And then I guess it didn't help that his trash talk was piss poor at best.
In person, it is.
On Twitter, he is hilarious. But at that press conference with Gervonta across from him, very disappointing. I'm not going to lie to you. And if I remember correctly, wasn't the Canelo plant press conference like a week before that?
Something like that.
So it kind of didn't, it was disappointing to me.
Nah. See, I'm a hardcore. I watched both of them. This one was good, and I was mad this fight didn't happen. Shout out to Isaac Cruz that became somebody by stepping in, and now he makes me want to watch him, and I'm excited for his next fight, which is with Gamboa, right?
Yes.
That's a good fight. See what he could do there. I know people talking about Gamboa don't win at this point, but so look, even Micah saying, Ness, that fur was too hot at the time. Boy probably was musty. When was this press conference, man? I'm about to see if I can find it on Tank's Insta when this shit first popped off, because did
it
he
had to
delete
been
it?
September.
Well, it
I
was
wanna
supposed to be
say
the Barrios
September.
fight? Nah, it was supposed to be the Isaac fight.
Yeah.
So Isaac fought, that's Barrios right there. So this the weigh-in for Isaac. Work time tomorrow. Yeah, so this is December 4th. So that's what I'm saying. It was never hot. It was never hot.
The fight was December. The press conference was October.
Come on, man. It ain't nobody's summer in October. Ain't no summers in October, man. Y'all trying to make my boy act like he hot.
Hold on, watch this.
Rolly said it was hot because he had 1 million people trying to play him out. He ain't even sweating that shit. I'm gonna go to his shit now. He wasn't even sweating, man. I watched the press conference. I seen all the pictures. My man never sweated. Look at him right here. Look. October 21st. How he looks sweaty? He don't even look sweaty. That shit look raw. I ain't even showing. Let me look at that pic. Man, y'all tripping.
It was
y'all
70 degrees.
Y'all wish y'all was young enough.
Degrees.
Y'all wish y'all was
70
young
degrees.
enough. Exactly. 70 ain't hot. That's a cool breeze. Yo, y'all wish y'all was young enough and in shape enough to do what this generation's Roberto Duran is doing right now. That shit.
Oh yeah, you wildin', bro. You wildin'.
Self-proclaimed. He calls himself this generation's Roberto Duran.
Look, and then like the belt don't even match. Like, yeah, bro.
What you mean the belt don't even match?
Like the belt look like you supposed to wear that with a painting uniform or something, bro. Like how you got the fur and the Versace.
That's a Louis V belt, man. Look when I zoomed in. Look at the look at the logo right there. That's the Louis V logo. Why? Cause it ain't all obvious and he ain't looking like a poster child. Like, nah, he kept it all black Louis V belt because he got the Versace underwear to show. So he ain't wanted to clash with a Gucci belt, Versace underwear.
Nah, that ain't no Louis V, bro. You tripping.
Look at it right there. Say LX right there.
First of all, it ain't no
LX.
LV.
But you know how that V go through the L, so don't know. Come on. You hating on him. Why you hating on him?
I'm just speaking facts.
Floyd
bro.
out there. Look. Floyd out there with a motherfucking gator jacket, leather jacket on, but people want to say Rolly hot. Look at Leonard. Leonard got on a motherfucking turtleneck and a trench. Come on, man.
Bro, I like I said, I just believe that despite you more worried about what he had on, I'm worried about what came out his mouth, and that shit was god awful.
Bruh,
the fight itself,
he the self-proclaimed dwarf slayer, man.
Man, I hear you,
Only
bro.
thing I ain't like was these jeans, man. These young boys got to stop with this shit, man. These jeans was ridiculously tight. Them shits that ain't make no sense. Them jeans that tight, but like I'm like, whatever, man. That's on him. You feel me?
Yeah, man. Like I said, his mouth just was disappointing, bro. It was and I'm excited for the fight, but the press conference was garbage.
I mean,
from his part.
All right. Look, man, I'm gonna open up the phone lines. Actually, we got a couple of news and notes we got to hurry up and get to, man. We're going to do this quick. Demetrius Andre signs his contract to fight Zach Parker for the WBO interim super middleweight belt next. And Frank Warman has confirmed that. Joshua is now using his assistant, Angel Fernandez, as his head trainer. And, man, bruh, the worst news I got to report, man.
Rigo?
Rigo, man.
That's crazy, man.
That's crazy, bro. Like, damn, bro. Life is fucking crazy.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
shit, they deleted the
Prayers go
picture.
out to Rigo. Had a pressure cooker accident, which right now they say he's lost 80% of his vision. So they are hopeful that he could regain and bounce back. But very tragic.
Bruh, how a pressure cooker explodes while you cooking black beans and 80% of your vision is gone, bruh. Like, this man made millions and now he ain't even gonna be able to see them shits, bruh. Like, life is fucking crazy, bruh.
Oh, there is one thing we missed, and I don't know how much you want to touch on it, but Eddie Hearn saying that George Kambosos Jr. and Devin Haney, June 4th is the proposed date. They're trying to close in on that deal at the moment. The Zone is talking to Lou, and hopefully they can get it agreed
They
and
saying
announced.
it's still Australia, too.
They're saying what, Nuss?
That it's still Australia.
Yeah, I mean, did that surprise you?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, that didn't surprise me. I think that they were gonna have to give that up. I just felt that in order to get the fight, they were gonna have to give something up, and to me that was the location. That was something to me. I feel like if you're Eddie, if you're Devin, you don't even try to, outside of like maybe a Middle East offer for monetary reasons, you don't even try to bring up the States for that one.
I'm just saying, man, with everything that's going on, I don't know. But yeah, man, I hope it happens for them, man. I hope it happens. Shout out to the Haneys. They were on site yesterday and got a good
Look, and from what I'm hearing from Team Haney and from people around, is that we may get something as early as the end of this week. And I just keep being told you'll be shocked. And I've been on record saying multiple times I never believed Devin would get that fight next.
So who's saying that we'll be shocked?
Members from Team Haney.
Okay, shocked about
that shocked about his next fight and who he will be fighting. So
we're gonna be shocked about Devin's next fight and who he's fighting.
Yes. So
it's possibly not Kambosos.
No, I think it is, but
why would we be shocked if we thought it was going to be Kambosos?
Most people didn't think it would be Kambosos. Most people didn't think Kambosos was going to get Devin next, especially after the recent talks of Lomachenko accepting a deal. Like, who thought it was going to be Devin next?
I guess.
You know, but hopefully we do hear something
I
soon.
feel like people thought it would be Devin. It was, it's only been between two people, so it's just like, if it ain't Loma who's in he's in the war. Of course it's Devin. Like, Devin is getting it because Loma's not around. Like,
you think that's why?
Hell yeah, because life goes on, and if Loma's out there, we got shit to do. Plus, we can't sit around and wait to see what happens. You know what I'm saying?
Well, as unfortunate as everything going on in the Ukraine is, and I do want to send out our thoughts and praise with not just the people out there, but our servicemen. I had close friends who I was, working with in the service that have been deployed because of that. So within the last few days here. So, but if that is the case and Devin does get the fight, I guess that'd be probably one of the very few positive things that have came out of that.
Yeah. So, did you catch this new female, Sky Nicholson? The 130 pounds.
I didn't. No, I did not.
Okay. Yeah, me neither. She got the win. It was a professional debut. She's an Olympian, There you go.
But we're done with the news and notes. You want to get to callers, Nuss?
Yeah, man. Yeah. You know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Drop us a 5-star review. It's going to help with the visibility of the show. And, add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation.
Subscribe to youtube.com/theboxingvoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
I'm going out to Marcus in D.C. What up?
What's good, Ness? What's good, y'all, tonight? Chocolatito. I was like you, Ness, man, after the Sunrun V-side fight. I said, oh, man, Chocolatito washed. I never thought he was overrated, but I just thought, those smaller weights, for whatever reason, they age fast. Like when they get to 28, 29, they usually on the back end of everything. Going up to no Nito, Chocolatito going up, that's a no good. For whatever reason, 3 pounds in the lower weights is huge, man. No Nito will slump Chocolatito, man. Some run V-side too, man. It's just different at that weight. 3 pounds is massive. You know what I mean? So going up to Chocolatito, that's not the fight I'm going up to fight no Nito. That's not the fight that happened right there.
That's a super fight, man. Either you out here playing games or what? That's a big ass fight. Like if he won a big fight, legacy fight, that's it. He made some
talking about Chocolatito a legacy fight or Nonito? They both had legacy fights.
I'm talking about Chocolatito, and I'm talking about the fact that
legacy fight.
Of course, with Estrada, but like he made Rungsville or however the fuck you say, he made him popular. Nobody knew that dude. Popular. Nobody knew that dude. That was a tune-up that happened to be a mistake.
Yeah, it wasn't no tune-up. I mean, he had went up to 15. He had beat Quadras, right? And then he wound up fighting Sunrun V-side. Nobody knew who Sunrun V-side was. But somebody had fought him before that and said, man, he tough as nails, he hard to deal with. I mean, that's the thing. Them 3 pounds, he'll never be able to overcome Sunrun V-side's power at 115. He just not going to be able to do it. Estrada being a former lighter weight as well as him, that's why I say that 3 pounds is different. The punching power between the Sunrun V-side and Chocolatito fight, you saw Chocolatito yesterday look like he was putting mittens on
them gloves he had look big as hell too. Chocolatito with them brown old school looking gloves.
Them big brown joints from Fight Night Champion and shit. You know what I'm saying? But the other thing is them joints was big as dirt. If I was Bam Rodriguez, I would go down and fight old boy. What I was going to say with old boy, yeah, he was swinging for the fences, but we can't say just somebody who looked technique-wise as that, because that's the case, none of us would like Wilder. So swinging wild don't mean nothing if you put...
Stop. Everybody try to slide it.
Remember, he fucked McWilliams Aurora.
Man, Wilder had a very good 1-2. This dude
no,
was a straight animal last night.
When you say very good 1-2, the overhand right looked like a rainbow from the Lucky Charms box. Stop. Now listen. But what I'm saying is,
not when
he was putting the mittens, but we know you don't have to be technically sound to be a successful boxer. That's what makes boxing unique, is that everybody doesn't have to fight like Mayweather to be successful. You can be successful with a different style. When he was at his weight fighting McWilliams Aurora just before that, he was fucking him up. You know what I'm saying? McWilliams ain't want to come out after that headbutt. Nah, listen. It don't matter, because that's what makes exciting fights. Look at the Tito Trinidad. It wasn't because he was just like one-sided dominant. It was like Tito might get dropped, and you tuned in for that, and you tuned in to watch him get up and fuck you up, right? So we have a history of having boxers who are susceptible. Those are usually the most popular fighters. Is that a guy that you think gonna get hit in return, and then give it back? So it do need to drop down back to 112. Bam could drop down to 112. That'll be a good fight. You know what I'm saying? Bam, I believe, with other people, is going to have a lot of problems at 115. I mean, there was times where Quadras looked much stronger than him. Bam just looked more precise and crisp. But I don't know if he gets away with that with any of the other 115s. I just don't know. I don't think Chocolatito lets him do that to him. I don't think Estrada lets him do that. He might have a little bit more success with Estrada because Estrada don't have like that bludgeoning, beat you down power, but I think that constant pressure from Chocolatito it presents more problems for Bam than, let's say, Estrada. Some run V-side might stop Bam. I ain't gonna lie. He might stop him. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, Bam get hit. He got hit in that fight. He just was tough.
He tough, but Quadras does he throws punches, but they not technically like he doesn't get the most out of his punches. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he'll hit you with a thudding overhand punch, but technically if he'd have just straightened it a little bit, he doesn't do that. But neither here nor there. Some round V-side put mittens on you. You gotta be careful with him. But Chocolatito showed you why when he was at 112, when he was at the prime, he was the best pound for pound because whoever you put in front of that style, that constant pressure, the high glove, he'll push back, but he doesn't take a step back, and he comes forward. His variety of punches is like that of early Canelo. When Canelo used to open your guard up, he'd like straight right, left hook to the body, uppercut, slide off to the side, pop, pop. That's all he was doing to Youngin, and Youngin just couldn't deal with it. And there's levels to it, but yeah, I mean, and look, Devin and Kambosos. I'm be one person to go in here and say, man, listen, personally, I don't think Kambosos should have to fight Devin. I don't even think he should have made the promise to fight Devin. Anytime an underdog wins a fight, we always want to match him hard as hell. But usually when we let a champion win a fight, they usually get a decent fight where they can make a little money before they take that next gun, right? We see it all the time. It used to be non-title fights or just lesser opponents. When fought Victor Ortiz and won unexpectedly. Who's the Rocky? What's the Riverside Rocky? We always expect that guy to take the fight that the top fighters don't take in the next fight. So he beats Victor Ortiz. He goes in there against Canelo, get the snot whooped out of him because he's a 140-pounder realistically. And went up to 54 to fight Canelo. Canelo came in at the fight 171. Kambosos, to me, deserves a fight with just a 35-pounder. I don't think he has to take Devin. I don't think he has to take on Lomachenko. I don't think he has to take on, who else is at 35 that they're barking about? I think he should just be able to take an opponent, fight in Australia, and then take Devin in the fall. Honestly. Well, doesn't he deserve
but like
that?
you said, and not to prolong the call even more, but like you said, he should never opened his mouth and say, yeah, he gonna pick the best one. He gonna look at. He said, hey, right. I'm looking at Haney. I'm looking at Davis. I'm looking at Lomachenko. Who gonna put on the best performance? Yeah. So
right,
he put himself in that position.
He did put himself in that position, but our expectation. Look how long Ryan Tank, T.O. and Haney have been circulating as either one of the champions or top fighters in the 135 division and haven't figured out a way to make the fights. Yet we as the public had the expectation that Kambosos not only knock off the number one, who was perceived number 135 out of all of those guys, but then also take on another top 1A in his very next fight. Now, although he said it, I agree, he said it, but I think the realism is that should be a fight he should be shooting for the fall. It's going to take some negotiations. I don't think it's going to go down, and I think the only reason why they won't do it in Australia in June because I think the temperature is different because the Australian Open in January, the temperatures be like 117 degrees for the tennis tournament. So I think that's why he's trying to shoot for June. If I was Kambosos people, I'd just say, man, you know what? Haney, Davis, Lomachenko, man, just y'all get ready for a November or October fight. I'm going to fight somebody, get me a big paycheck, and then that way win, lose, or draw against y'all, man, I'm set. I think that'd be better than us sitting around here trying to figure out why they ain't fought yet. It's not going to happen. I mean, I don't think it should happen. I think DeBella's fucking up with this one. But neither here nor there, man. Chocolatito, good fighter, man. He got about one or two more fights against a top opponent in there. He will get destroyed against Nonito or Inoue. I think the best fight at 18 is Inoue and Nonito back for a second time. Remember, Nonito tried that same thing to keep going up, Ness, when he got up to 130 and fought Nicholas Waters. Nicholas Waters knocked him out. So ever since then, if people remember, he was at 26 for a long time. He hadn't been at 115 when he knocked out Chinian out in a while. So the fact that he went from 130, he had Nicholas Waters staggered one part of the fight, but then the weight was just too much. So imagine we saying the same thing for Chocolatito, who started out at 108. I don't think going up 3 pounds to 18, or even taking the 18 at 16 coming down was just too much.
Come on, man. Come on, man. We talking about 108, bruh. 10 pounds, man.
Historically, go back and look at smaller weights. The 3 pounds is huge.
Bruh,
that's why there ain't no 7-pound difference.
You see him last night? Do you see him last night? Did he look thin? Did he look thin to you?
He looked like he should still be back at 12. He looked a little flabby to me.
Even his face looked a little,
fat. That's what I'm saying. Since he went up to 15, he looked like he'd be fat in the face. Look how much bigger he looked at 3 pounds difference than the dude who's coming up from a natural 112. They look nice. Matter of fact, look how small Bam looked to Quadras. Even though he won, Quadras looked huge. And Quadras don't never look huge against Chocolatito or Estrada. But that 3 pounds with those dudes' size, I don't know what it is, man. Historically, it's too much. That's why they don't do no 7-pound difference at those weights. Because it's something about being that small, them 3 pounds make a huge difference. It don't even start going up by 4 pounds till you go from 18 to 22. It's threes all the way from 05. It's threes. 05, 08. You get the 112, but other than that, other than that, it's 3 3-pound increments. That's it. But good call. I think it was a good call though. But I'll let you get to some other callers, man. And listen, Demetrius Andrade and fucking David Benavidez need to fight, man. One way or the other, man. They need to fight. Somebody has to eliminate somebody to make the choice for Canelo easier. I don't care if it's Charlo Benavidez. I don't care if it's Charlo Demetrius. I don't care if it's Demetrius and whoever. Somebody got to eliminate the other person so they takes out the equation, man. That's my call, bro.
All right. I'm going to James Benitez. What up?
SDS Promotion.
Real hate, man, that's like an art form, man. You know, it's like you like a born a hater, you know, like myself.
Man, I really don't care about this bullshit, man.
I'm here to tell you right now.
Who needs to just hurry up and just fight somebody that we actually give a damn about?
We don't care. We don't care.
Charlo with the little Instagram post or whatever with the signed signature. Man, there's no way in hell he signed up to fight no Canelo, man. 2 other knockdowns that Wilder been knocked down and the footage been scrubbed off the internet, man. We all know that too.
Winner of the 9th annual Player Hater of the Year award is
James Benitez. I know what's coming this side.
I think I deserve that award too, man. Oh, what's up, Ness? What's up, Ringwalk? How y'all doing tonight?
What's good?
Man, nothing, man. I guess another good weekend of boxing, man. I didn't watch too much, man, but I am definitely gonna take my crow for Pedraza. I did call the Chocolatito fight, and shout out to Jack Plana, man. I mean, like I told you back, I've been riding for him since I know him, man. But I think as good as it gets, man. I think he probably needs to find like a real serious camp or whatnot, and really evaluate what he wants to do going forward in the career, in the sport of boxing, man. You talking about Joet Gonzalez, man. Like, he's, man. What's Top Rank got y'all believing in these guys, man? Like, Shakur ducked the biggest fight, 126. You talking about these other names like Ray Vargas, Supernova, and all these other dudes, man. You know who the man still is at 126 with or without the belt, man. If you think a 2-loss Gary Russell is going to be, not. If you think Top Rank can't believe in Joet Gonzalez enough, then they go ahead and throw Gary Russell at him or whatnot, see how he can really fare off. Other than that, your boy's not really the goods, man. That's just how I feel, and I'm going to continue to feel that way. Other than that, man, shout out to Devin Haney. At least we having positive rumors about him potentially getting the fight, even though I think Ryan Garcia is probably going to mess around and get the fight when it's all said and done. Ness, man. Hey, I'm about to really start seriously working out and everything a little bit more, man. I'm probably going to add you on my Apple Watch, man. So I can go ahead and I'm really putting in some work out here, man.
I'm back at it, man. The minute I settle in Vegas, I'm back at it, man.
That's what's up.
Oh, man. Locked in.
For real.
Yeah, man. But other than that, man, I appreciate the content as always, man. yo, Marcus from DC, man, he's a hell of a caller, man. He's a hell of a caller. So I'm going to give him a shout out to that. And Ness, man, just keep the show going, man. I'm always going to support the movement. Peace.
Let's go. Yeah, man, I'm trying to be back in Vegas. I mean, I got a flight back for Wednesday, but I might have to drive out there, man. I can't find nobody to take these damn dogs out there. I might have to fucking jump on that road, bro.
But if you need a partner, you know, a co-pilot, just let me know.
What? You trying to drive all the miles?
Oh yeah, that ain't no problem to me, man.
Get the hell out of here. You serious?
You know I love driving.
I gotta have my 2 dogs in the car though. And
they big. Them some big bitches.
Yeah, they taking up that back seat for them. They like, this mine. Yeah, man. You know how they gonna do. But that's awfully nice of you.
What time is it? What time is it? What time?
Home in Maryland.
Tommy, I can knock you out now.
Holy shit.
Good try.
Holy
good try.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
Great show. Yes. Dan and Brandon. I'm out.
SDS Promotions.
Yo, Ness.
What up?
What it do? Salute TBV. Everybody hit that like button, subscribe. What's up to Ring Walk, Danny? And
what's good?
Salute to ain't too much, my brother. And salute Brandon Lynn, you know, the super producer. Hey Ness, I've been noticing something, man, over the last year or so. These boxers are paying attention to Canelo and his style. Check this out, what I'm saying. There are like 3 basic styles in boxing. Boxers, boxer punchers, and pressure fighters. Boxers, boxer punchers, and pressure fighters. Canelo been pressure fighting. He took Billy Joe out with it, constant pressure. He took the last guy he just fought, Caleb Plant, the constant pressure. Even if you go back to Tank Davis and Cruz, that was a pressure fighter Tank was fighting. And he made Tank do stuff you never really seen Tank have to go through with him. Chris Colbert, and it was a pressure fighter till he got broke. Last night we watched Pedraza was winning. And I heard what you said about how he was fighting, kind of running. I believe the pressure fighter broke him down, and just like Chris Colbert, he found a way to just keep moving so he wouldn't get knocked out. Because he was doing good when he was doing his in and out stuff, but that constant pressure from Ramirez, he could, it breaks him. And then again, we saw it again with Chocolatito. Dude was all game. His wild shots usually work, but the constant pressure that Chocolatito put on him with correct combinations, of course, but it was constant pressure. The pressure fighters are starting to beat these guys. The only one who didn't get beat in the pressure fighter was Terrence Crawford with Sean Porter. But that's just what I've been noticing. Fighters are really watching Canelo, and the pressure fighters are really like just constantly coming, opposed to whether they winning or not. They constantly coming, and they are breaking these guys that are boxing down. I'm just noticing that. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say, because I just been noticing these guys after that, especially yesterday with Pedraza. I mean, he was doing great, and it was just the pressure. I didn't see Ramirez doing nothing really spectacular, just constant pressure, constant punching. So they all paying attention to it. But yeah, that's my call. TBV, I'm out.
Hawk, Maryland, shout out. Thanks for calling in, champ. Looks like we got Brandon in Cincinnati.
Hello, ladies.
Anybody that knows me know I've been a player, whether it was in Alabama, Ohio, or anywhere around the globe.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
I've been smashing Telly Swifts, man. I didn't have to become a millionaire to get that caliber of woman.
Oh, yeah.
One of the people's choices.
one of the fan favorites, a guy that can galvanize this crowd such as myself.
He's too ugly to be the world champ. The world champ should be pretty like me.
The AJ of trucking. Yep, Brandon in Cincinnati.
SDS Promotions.
That's Danny. What's going on, fellas?
What up?
What's good?
Yeah, Nash, you've been delivered, brother. I've been telling y'all for months, if you get tired of talking about A-sides and B-sides and boxing politics and gossiping, only thing you gotta do is take your ass to 115, 112, 118, where the best fight the best. You never get a boring fight. Every fight is a fighter of your
the best
candidate.
fighting the best, man. Every time I mention Donaire, who's old as dirt, versus Chocolatito, people start giving me excuses.
Well, Donaire is a bit of a weight bully. He was at 122 and 130, 126 getting pieced up. He sucked down to 118 to get in that tournament, and that's when he had that revamping of his career. So, I mean, I can't knock him, but he is big as shit. He like 5'7". He gonna blow up to about 140. 130 come fight night, be big as hell, and little Chocolatito gonna be little as hell in there. He was bigger than Inoue. And speaking of the Inoue fight, man, I understand people hype because he broke Inoue eye socket in the second round, but Inoue beat the shit out of Donaire. You broke his eye socket in the second round, and he went 12 rounds with you, dropped you. The referee missed the knockdown, I think, with a body shot that didn't get called. So I don't know why people say that's rematch worthy. I'd rather see Inoue move up to 122 and fight Fulton or somebody like that. But yeah, man, you saw an all-time great in Chocolatito. It just looks so effortless when he fighting. Mm-hmm. Just the way he just so patient, like everything just comes so natural. He catching and shooting. Oh man, it's just great to see. Very, like you said, he placing his punches well. He accurate. Just great to see, man. I hope he can get that fight with Estrada because I thought he won the last one. But yeah, like I said, listen to Marcus in DC last part of his call. I don't know why the Cambrosos need to fight this guy. Let's wait. Let's fuck waiting. That's why I like the little guy. Ain't no waiting. We scrapping. We gonna squabble. Go down to 115. Ain't no waiting. These guys is on trilogies and rematches, and we talking about let's not make the best fight the best right now. Let's wait till the fall. I swear that shit getting sickening, man. But other than that, Pedraza, I knew he was gonna lose. I always thought Pedraza was overrated. Pedraza owed Edna Cherry a rematch. He lost to Edna Cherry back in the day. That should have been Tank versus Edna Cherry for that belt, not Pedraza. So Ramirez just a better fighter than him, bigger, stronger, and I knew Pedraza wasn't gonna win. I think the Gabe Flores kid is a little bit on the overrated side. I don't think he's that great. Hopefully he gets better, but it might be time for him to get rid of Pops as well. These Pops as trainers, this shit ain't been working out too well for these younger dudes. But other than that, man, that's about it. Yeah, man, you've been delivered. Just Chocolatito is the truth. I just enjoy watching that cat fight, man. Just his style is just very entertaining.
I'm hung up on you saying the best fighting the best. Meanwhile, we still ain't get old ass Donaire versus Inoue. Forget Chocolatito. We ain't even get
We watched
Inoue.
that. We did get Donaire and Inoue. Inoue beat the shit out of him.
And then Donaire,
we want the rematch.
And that's the thing. Then Donaire earned his way back into position. There's nobody else there that we want to see. And Casemiro just lost.
Yeah, we'll get it. We gonna get it. Don't worry. But I hear James Benitez talking about.
I mean, it's been 3 years though, right? Because when was the World Boxing Super Series, man? It's been 3 years.
Yeah, but you know.
But I get you. He did beat him already, so I guess.
Yeah, and he on PBC, so it's got to be cross promoted. They got to figure out a way to cross promote it. He on PBC, but shout out to James and you talking about y'all about to start working out. I see it's getting warmer out now. You niggas want to run to the gym, get your bodies together.
Nah.
Man, y'all should have been doing this in October, November.
I was running around, man. I had life been hitting me all types of ways. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do what I gotta do.
I feel it. You gotta get Danny in there too.
Yeah, Danny told him. I told him when we gave him the job, the contract said he got to train, but We waiting for the new studio. The new studio come with a gym, so we ain't pressuring him till we get the new studio. Once the studio right downstairs is a wrap, he got to come downstairs and get it in.
'Cause I was watching some old episodes with Danny back in the day. Danny's succumbed to that Vegas lifestyle. The bitches, the buffets, and the burgers. You done put on some weight, Danny, man. You got to get back in the gym, brother. You know, so you got comfortable in Vegas. But, man, yeah, everybody need to get on their healthy tip. I'm on the same shit. But I'm going to let you cats get to some other callers, man. Y'all have a good evening.
All right, champ. I got AMG, Oklahoma. What up? AMG.
Yo, can you hear me?
I hear you.
Yo, what's up? I've been kind of gone. What's the show about? The Chocolatito and what else?
All this weekend's fights, Chocolatito. We talking
Jose Ramirez, and just talking about a possible Haney Cambosos, which now seems a lot more likely.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad, obviously, for what Loma has to go through, like Ukraine in general. But yeah, I want Haney to get that fight, so that'll be cool. When I was watching Chocolatito work last night, man, I know they're on different levels. He's clearly the better boxer, fighter, everything compared to Martinez, but man, that shot placement, I was impressed with that. Just stayed right in the pocket. Every time Martinez would move his hands up, touch him to that body, like 3 times over. Like, put those fucking hands down is basically what he was telling him. So yeah, I was impressed. He did real good. And then something about Tank, right? He announced his fight with Rolly. Is that what happened?
He teased a possible date of May 28th.
I mean, we knew it was coming, right? I think it's an easy fight for him. I see him winning. I just want him to get it over with so he can move on to something else, really. But yeah, that's all I got.
All right.
I got Anthony Johnson. It says, let's go, champ, on a Cash App. I got Hawk coming through that says, yo, Ness, I said that for the ones that bet money. TBV. And let me see what I got here on the super chats. Next up, Dom, what's going on? Are you available? Damn, I got straight up Mad Bent says, Chocolatito looked phenomenal in his last 2 fights. Both quality opponents. TBV. Blair. Woo! Mad Bent in Kansas City back with another one. He says, Virgil Hunter's French fighter looked good. 1-2 watch. Yeah, I watched some of that fight with his French fighter. I watched some of that. I got James Benitez that says, you think Rolly lasts whole fight or KO'd? I mean, Olas Gamboa lasted the whole fight. Barrios with no power lasted, what, 11?
Correct.
I think maybe. I mean, look, Tank power is real. I don't know. But this is a natural 135-pounder. He's a big boy. You know him personally, right? What do you think? He's a big boy or no?
I don't think he's bigger than Javante. Obviously, the 2 men have to get in there. But I am interested in the fight. And before the fight with Pitbull, I saw this one going different. Now, we don't know. It may very well go the distance.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, how many rounds did Pitbull last? He went 12, right?
Yeah, that was a decision. So, so that was Tank's own. It was only his second fight to go to the scorecards. The first fight I want to say was like a 4-6 rounder though. So,
I got James Benitez says Supernova got his butt beat by one Russell already. Should cross the street and get whooped by another. All right. James Benitez back on another one says, where would you, I guess, rate Ramirez in 140 with all the new talent coming up to 140? I got Devin Matias, Montana Love, Tio Barbosa, Sandor, Zepeda over him. I test. Damn. But yeah, I think Devin could beat a Ramirez, Montana Love, too. Those are good fights, though. Ramirez and Montana Love, because Montana Love is a sharpshooter, but that style, that pretty, I'm flashy, I'm sharp, I'm more skilled than you style. Sometimes them dudes don't have tanks. So like if you're a sharp fighter like a Shakur and you got a dope tank like Shakur, then you good. But we got to see, is Montana Love tank dead to be pushed and pressed and, you know, in there with some of them pressure fighters. But let me get out to Seattle real quick.
Premier Boxing Champions presents
Mr. PPC, baby.
Anybody think they see some flaws in my game? Call out.
Hey, Bud, stop crying, nigga. Join the team.
Al Heyman is a blessing to the sport of boxing.
The sun is shining, the checks stay signing.
Fuck Top Rank. Good job, Al Heyman.
Last time I checked, unification's Trump mandatory.
Because Al Heyman and PBC offered me something bigger. Show me the money.
I guess I gotta be like everybody else and sing Al Heyman. I can quit my job now, baby.
SDS Promotions.
PPC, baby.
Yo, what's good? Yeah, man, I can't wait for the fights. Bivol, Canelo, all the rest. Last week, yesterday, those fights were cool. Had Masvidal, but Kobe did it. I'm not really. What else are you guys talking about? I mean, is it just recap of yesterday?
Of the weekend's fights, we got the headlines. What you want to talk about, fans? Where you at?
Nah, I think that's it, man. Ain't really too much exciting to talk about, really.
So you ain't watched Chocolatito fight then?
I did.
And that wasn't exciting?
It was cool.
It was cool.
Yeah, man, it was cool. But I can't wait for Bivol, man. I just want to see what Canelo can do, what Bivol can do, and I can't wait for that fight. That's my call.
Hey, yo, Ness, that's a good time for me to jump in right here. Salute. What's good, Danny?
What up?
Hey, yo.
What's good?
I was not. That's how I felt about Chocolatito, man. Like, it's over for me with that guy. And I'm not just crediting him as a fighter. I'm just saying, like, this whole Masterclass, I ain't see all that shit. And I'm starting to think, yeah, I didn't see
tripping.
it, man.
What the hell did you see then?
Like how you saw, I saw two little guys going back and forth.
Nah. You crazy. That dude Martinez wasn't landing shots. It wasn't no back and forth. He was, I so badly want to call him like other words. Like he's not good, man. To me, I don't know. I ain't see him hitting Chocolatito like that. Like for every one shot he landed, I feel like Chocolatito landed 8.
Yeah, definitely more punches, but you got to be careful with that DAZN telecast because they had us trying to think that Burgos lost his fight, the one that they made a draw.
Nah, I ain't need them. I'm telling you, I ain't need them. But that's interesting to hear that you thought they was just back and forth, rock'em sock'em.
Yeah, I mean, unless I was just jaded eyes, maybe it was that purple diamond. I don't know what it was. I wasn't impressed. I was not impressed. I was impressed with every other fight.
You wildin', bruh. He was defensively and everything, bro. He was the pressure. He was on him. I mean, his activity, the variety of punches, bruh. I mean, I don't know.
I didn't see it. I did not see it.
Yeah, you wasn't looking hard enough, bro. Because I seen him like do jab, uppercut, left hook, all with the left hand. I'm like, what the fuck? That's when I knew. I'm like, yo, this Martinez dude ain't as good as advertised, man. You getting hit with the same hand, 3 different variations of a punch. It's like, where this dude, where they find him at?
Well, listen, let me factor this in because this is what I feel like. Because where they find him at, good. They found him in flyweight, and he wasn't even supposed to be up there.
Yeah, he jumped up.
Blew the scale, and he still got bodied. So where they find him, I don't know. But that's probably why I wasn't impressed. I probably need to see him get back against Kit Kat to be impressed. I don't know.
Nah, Kit Kat.
I was not impressed.
That's what you see, and that's what gave me context. Like watching Chocolatito do that last night, that I was like, damn, so Kit Kat is real good. Because he beat the shit out of him. I seen that one fight where he beat up Chocolatito.
And that's what I'm still trying to distinguish, whether it's the level of competition that Chocolatito's fight, that he can put on that kind of showcase. And when he step up.
But that's the thing,
I'm
like,
sure.
whether you and I thought, and I think we saying the same thing. I think we both didn't think highly of Martinez, but that don't mean that the world didn't. I just seen Martinez and I'm like, oh shit, this is what everybody talking about. Like, this dude had physically no technical skill whatsoever to me. But to hear the world all high, to know that Eddie is trainer, Eddie Reynoso's trainer, I'm like, all right, well, let me see. But, you know, to see a dude allegedly on that level with an elite level trainer get dismantled by Chocolatito, I thought, yeah, Chocolatito is the truth. He's truly pound for pound.
Who Reynoso was training Martinez? He was training Martinez?
Yeah.
Like he was training Andy, or like he was training what's the guy's name? The little guy, Ryan.
Yeah. But those dudes didn't look better under Eddie Reynoso's tutelage?
I know who's he got the heavyweight, right? I know the heavyweight looks good.
I mean, they all do. Ryan got more knockouts.
Valdez looks good. Valdez looks good.
Ryan got more knockouts. Valdez got a knockout and a new title. Sanchez beat a Jogba. And even though Andy got dropped, you know, everything is, it's not just one thing. He did look better from an overall standpoint.
I guess what I'm saying, some of these guys are getting the cloak. You know, they getting that rub, even if, you know, they don't quite exactly deserve it with Martinez. You know what I'm saying? He's getting that reputation of having come out of that camp. But, you know what I'm saying? You know, again, maybe it's Chocolatito. You know, maybe
I mean,
some other things.
it looked like Chocolatito to me. You know, it just looked like Martinez ain't had the skills to compete. You know what I'm saying? He looked like he was just a dude looking for a big shot.
Well, I'll tell you who's a guy that jumped up and looked good doing so. We got, what's his, Bam Rodriguez?
Yeah, but he's in this mix. So you know, all this is necessary. He's in this mix. We was actually talking about that. Where you want to see Chocolatito go next?
I want to see him in against Bam.
I want to see him in with Donaire. He looked too good.
Nah, I like Bam.
Yeah, I want to see him against Bam. I like that one right away. And then, because, listen, Bam already jumped up and, you know, I don't say did the impossible, but he did what many people didn't think he could do. They didn't think he was ready to do. So, you know, if we think remember, if he's, soon as he gets a win, they love putting him back in the pound for pound. So since he's all of that, put him in there against Bam and make that a good series.
But that's what I'm saying. If I'm Chocolatito's team, why am I fighting Bam? I'm going to fight Donaire. He's my age or older, and it's more legacy. It's bigger. It's a bigger fight.
Because Bam is a young fighter and he's a smaller fighter, so they're gonna be like, oh, he just beat the young guy even though he's small.
I don't know, man. I'm taking that Donaire fight. That shit is bigger.
Yeah, not for me, man.
Well, let me get to this. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I could see the legacy is two names. You can't really beat that on paper, you know. And you gotta expect both.
Mary's so mad in the chat. Yo, Eddie was in his corner giving advice. I watched it with my own eyes. Trying to say Eddie ain't his trainer. He shouldn't be in there giving advice then.
I mean, but it's a lot of good fights in the mix. Whether it is Donaire or whether it is Bam, I think I'd like to see Chocolatito either make it and prove me wrong, or I hate to be right, because when I'm wrong, I learn something. That's why I love being wrong. I want to be wrong.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm managing them, I'm telling them no. Like, why are you going that way? That's a young, hungry motherfucker. We could take this old dude on with more legacy, bigger fight. I got Kansas City, Mad Bet. What up?
What up? What up? Yo,
What's good?
the other day you guys were talking about everything good about Bevo and Better Beef. Bevo Canelo's a good fight, but that Better Beef, man, he's the monster of the division.
Mm-hmm.
The record speaks for itself. He knocked everybody out. He's a tougher fight.
But they saying that he
Chocolatito looked
showed more
phenomenal last night.
vulnerabilities, though. They saying he showed more vulnerabilities.
It doesn't matter. He put you to sleep. Bevo, he boxes well, he moves well, and he wins. I won't say he showed more vulnerability because we've seen Pascal and a few others hurt and drop people. He get up and he outbox them. We've seen Better Beef get hurt, but then he smashes dudes up and he breaks them up. So he's a danger. You know, he's like the wild of that division. In my opinion, Chocolatito looked good. That fighter from the French dude with Andre Ward,
yeah, Virgil
Trina looked good. With Virgil looked good. He can box. I want to see him again. There was it was a good card, but most of the fights were rock'em sock'em, to be honest. You know, but Chocolatito looked good. And we fell in love with Martinez because he went over to England as an unknown, as an opponent, and fucked up, I think it was Charlie Edwards or one of them dudes.
Yeah. That's exactly, it was...
yeah, and then my man...
Go ahead.
Yeah, the thing was Charlie Edwards, and then he didn't want to get a rematch.
Yeah.
And then he went on a winning streak, you know, with his style, beating people up. But I bet on Chocolatito. I put $5 down. I won $12 for the decision. Because I know Chocolatito was a level above Martinez. You know. He's just like typical Mexican style. Throw a lot of punches. Try to be block punches with his face. Kind of things like that. But,
he was taking a lot of shots, like, and then just like, yeah, come on, hit me. Like, I'm like, yo, this guy's crazy.
Yeah, that bullshit, man. Him and the other dude who used to be in the camp who couldn't make weight and got busted off.
Luis Neri.
Yeah, can't make weight. He was in Canelo's camp too for a minute. And you guys were arguing the other day about the drugs. I think, yeah, Canelo should be forgiven, but his camp looks fishy, man, because the green tea, Mary, all this shit, it doesn't look good. But anyway, fight goes on. But I think Better Beef is a tougher fight for Canelo, in my opinion, because he has that knockout. You know, once you can knock somebody out, you could be down, land that punch. As you say, one punch, right? Boxing. All right, that's my call. Good show. Peace.
All right. You know, we ain't even talk about that. You know, Abel Sanchez, the former trainer of Gennady Golovkin, named 3 people that he thinks can beat Canelo. Can you guess?
Better Beef, Benavidez,
and Bivol. 3 Bs.
Sure, let's go Bivol.
Gennady. He said, you know, like a well-trained Gennady. And David and Bivol. Let me go ahead and ring the alarm. I got James Benitez with another one. Another super chat from James who says, do you feel AJ made a decent choice for his coach? And who should he fight in the interim? Who would the Ness Heyman match make for AJ? Joyce, Hellenius, who? He actually already mentioned Parker. He wants a rematch with Joe Parker. And I guess they're going to sell it as Joe Parker being Fury's friend. You know? Oh, it's Fury's friend. He trains with Fury. Fury's going to show him how to beat AJ. You know? All that shit. Do I feel he made a good choice with choosing Angel Fernandez? Hell no. What about you guys?
I mean, with so many other, you know, trainers out there, you know, I think if what the familiarity made him too comfortable, why would you then stay even more familiar? You know what I'm saying? Maybe he thinks it's a shakeup, but it's really not. You know what I'm saying? You know, He came all the way over here. He like Prince Akeem. You know what I'm saying? Coming to America. They threw flowers at his feet. He was in Houston. He was here. He was there. And I don't know, man. It just, it's a very curious decision to me. I thought Ronnie Shields was a shoe-in. And his whole thing, we had some of our UK constituents talking about, oh, Ronnie should have never said anything. Well, if that was the thing that broke the straw that broke the camel's back, then he was never really making a contention for any serious change anyway. But yeah, man, I'm a little bit, confused. But shit, maybe he knows something and Angel knows something we all don't know.
Well, I got Majid in Ohio. Are you available?
Everybody need to like the video, subscribe to the channel, join YouTube members and Patreon for something. Shit. The Chocolatito, I guess I gotta need my crow for that Chocolatito fight, or Chocolatito, whatever his name is. Yeah, he shut me the fuck up on my prediction on that one. He did a good ass job yesterday, and it was an entertaining fight. Also, that Laura knockout, that was some shit to see. I watched it. I was watching it on the loop because that shit just looked nice to me. But other than that, I heard somebody say some shit about Shakur ducking people at 126 and blah blah blah. I just want to go on record as saying that he gonna take over 130, and all those people at 135, they got to get ready to. I don't know, figure out a way to, survive. Because once he come in there, they're going to have to play those sides of the street bullshit because everybody know that Shakur the next pound for pound. And I'll just keep talking shit until it happen. But that's all I got.
All right. That is everybody, fellas. It is a wrap. Catch us in the morning. 6 a.m. West Coast, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central. Hawk in Maryland saying Ness, Earl Spence by knockout. I am Ness GTO. Catch me on Instagram and Twitter at NessGTO. And Danny, let them know where they can find you.
King Amina Vet 61 on Instagram for all the news and notes. Also, King Amina Vet 61 on Twitter, getting it busy over there. Also, King Amina Vet 61 on YouTube for those championship rounds, ladies and gentlemen.
And, Danny dropped off?
Danny's AWOL.
Danny's gone. All right, we are out of here. Till the next one. Arrivederci.